Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amir, and on this channel, we talk about mindful productivity, wellness, and small actionable steps we can take to create more balance and find meaning on our current journeys. Alrighty, so I have some tea that I made. I'm just drinking green tea, honey, and lemon. I actually just got home from teaching Pilates and doing a little Pilates session myself, so decided to make myself a tea and have a self-care day today. I thought that I'd share that process with you all. Alrighty, so before we jump into my self-care routine, I just thought I'd share a little bit about how I go about building that routine. And the key word here is build. With any routine, these things just don't happen overnight. So I really just placed an emphasis on prioritizing my personal routine. I know we have a lot of examples of what other people's self-care routines right on social media look like, but it really takes time and trial and error to figure out what things are working for you, what things you actually want to stick with versus what things aren't necessarily meant for you. And the biggest tip I have for that is to write it down. When you take some time to really think and write down how you want to look and feel during your routine and how you want to embody your higher self, it becomes easier to A, carry out that routine, and B, stick with it. Y'all know I am a Notion girly. Me and Notion, we're like this, we go together, and I use it for everything in my life. So I want to quickly show you how I use Notion to clarify and reclaim my self-care rituals and routines. I have my iPad here with my little keyboard, so I'm just gonna scoot you around so we can see. I want to introduce you to my mindful rituals and routines Notion template. I put together this collection of templates for myself initially. I wanted to make my own little wellness hub that included my notes about science-backed ways to form and sustain new habits, my gratitude and reflections journals that I've shown in previous videos, my routine and habit tracker, and the focus of today, which is my wellness corner. So I'm essentially going to fill this out with you in real time to show you how I go about using my wellness corner page specifically to build and craft my self-care routines. So essentially in the pillars of wellness section, I have 4 little databases that are divided into categories: physical, mental, spiritual, and social. So these are my pillars of wellness that I've set for myself, but you can definitely change these to reflect what your pillars of wellness are. And then I've broken my 4 pillars into different focus areas. So for example, for physical, my focus areas are rest, movement, and nutrition. For mental, it's journaling, therapy, and boundaries. For spiritual, it's self-love and meditation. For social, it's quality time with friends, weekly date night with partner. And then if you click into the focus areas, so for example, I'm going to click into rest. I essentially have a planning and check-in template for each focus area to help me plan for the quarter. So in the planning section, we have what do I want to achieve in this focus area and what tangible steps am I planning to take? And then there's also a little space to check in for each quarter as well. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my rest section since we're in February now. I had previously used this to get clear for January. But essentially for January, I said with this new schedule, I wanna start to regulate my sleep during the weekend and weekday. And I said that the tangible steps I'm willing to take for the month of January are rearranging my schedule, and that means no more early morning classes, and also starting to cultivate a sustainable wind down routine. And then I also had the chance to do my little January check-in. So I said that I'm feeling pretty good and making progress, and I have better sleep scores on my Aura, and I have a little screenshot of here. I've been doing really good. I have some off days, but for the most part, pretty consistent with achieving good or optimal levels of sleep on my little Aura ring here. So I consider that a success. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the rest category for the month of February. Basically, I said that I wanted to match my weekend sleep schedule when I'm not socializing. That isn't every weekend for me personally. So I said that when I'm not socializing, I want to match my weekend sleep schedule with my weekday sleep schedule about 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then I said that another tangible step that I'm planning to take, apart from the steps I'm already taking, is actually a screen time cutoff well in advance before bed, particularly on the weekends, to help with that. So scrolling down the page here a little, I also have a section that I can write my top 3 self-care rituals. So they're front of mind. I'm gonna go ahead and record them here. So I went ahead and recorded my top 3 self-care rituals, and these can of course maybe change per month, per quarter for you, but Right now, my top 3 self-care rituals are taking a relaxing bath with rose petals and essential oils, a relaxing drink, and my Kindle or iPad, which we're gonna do right now. Also my skin, body, and hair care, that is a non-negotiable. Also, a lot of times when I feel unclear or anxious, I really find that planning and organizing for the upcoming week or for upcoming goals really helps me be more calm. So I put that as my self-care ritual number 3. And then I also went ahead and jotted down a couple of self-care ideas here based on my different moods. And then I added a little visual representation of each for some inspo about what that could look like for me. So for joyful so far, I have maybe have a solo dance party. For anxious, I have take deep breaths and meditate. Low energy, I have take a nap. Sensual, maybe taking a luxurious bath. And I actually want to add a few more. So for joyful, perhaps it's organize, a girls' night out. My cover, I'm just gonna change my cover using Unsplash here, searching literally girls' night out, see what comes up. And then I think for anxious, I'll add what I said about kind of planning and revisiting my goals. So I put revisiting goals using yearly planning, specifically my quarterly breakdown. She seems cute. And I'm also kind of feeling that I want to add a new category. So I'm gonna add one. And to do that, this is my iPad. I'm using my fingers to just scroll to the right, hit the plus button. And my new group is gonna be called Reflective. I'm gonna change the color to pink. When I'm feeling reflective, of course, the idea is to journal and reflect. So I'm gonna add to that category. That one, changing the cover. Yep, she's cute. Okay, this little template has been so useful because sometimes you have all these ideas about what you could be doing in the moment. So this just makes it so much clearer for me. I'm actually able to execute my rituals and routines in a way that feels good for me because I've already put in the upfront work to actually think about what makes me feel good. And it also gives me space for when I'm not in the mood for my regular routine, I have some ideas that I can draw from depending on what mood I'm in. If you're interested in this wellness corner, this self-care page, it's a part of my mindful rituals and routines pack. Link for it down below is in the description. If you want to try it out, let me know your thoughts. Okay, so I have my tea, which is going cold a little bit. I am in my luxurious robe. I'm feeling good. What I'm gonna do now is show you my feel-good self-care routine for when I have a little bit of extra time on my hands. Cheers.